Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, Paisano. Tonight, we are going to talk about Van Morrison and his 1972 release, St. Dominics Preview. I have reviewed one other Van Morrison album in my collection, Tupelo Honey, which is my favorite Van Morrison album. I reviewed it earlier in my channel. If you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. This is his sixth studio album. And Rolling Stone called it the best produced, most ambitious Van Morrison record yet released. And the production on this is outstanding. I would have to agree with that. But ambitious, I would have to say Tupelo Honey is a little more ambitious than this one. Tupelo Honey was a huge step forward for him. And this is a great album. I bought it in the mid-'80s, and it played very, very well. Obviously a reissue. Ronnie Montrose, later of the group Montrose, was brought back on guitar. He doesn't play quite as large a presence. He doesn't create as large a presence on this one as he did on Tupelo Honey. He played absolutely beautifully on Tupelo Honey. This has got a lot of piano on it, and just like all Van Morrison albums, has a lot of instrumentation on it. Just a fantastic record to listen to. That's one constant about Van Morrison. He never had any schlubs with him. He always had top-notch musicians. And this one was no exception. This was the follow-up to Tupelo Honey. It was the next one in line. And featured a big hit for him. Kicks off with Jackie Wilson Said, which was a huge single for him at the time. And a lot of these songs, in the research I've done on this album, a lot of these songs have a lot to do with songs on his second album, Astral Weeks. Long compositions. There's a couple of 10-minute plus songs on this one that are really, really drawn out by, and Van Halen had the style where he could really stretch out with his vocals. He gave you time to think about what he was doing and what he was singing. That's one of the things I love about him. But that was the Jackie Wilson Said is the only one I've ever heard on the radio on this album. Let's go over the track listing. Starts off with Jackie Wilson Said, as I mentioned, followed by Gypsy, I Will Be There, Listen to the Lion, St. Dominics Preview, the title track, Redwood Tree, and Almost Independence Day. An excellent listen. It charted pretty high, too, if I remember right. Oh, this was probably his highest charting album at number 15. This did outstanding. Even higher than Tupelo Honey, I believe. I don't even think Tupelo Honey got to be that high. Let's check it out. I think Tupelo Honey was in the 20s. Yeah, Tupelo Honey got to 27. Yeah, so I would have to guess that this was his biggest charting album. And, yeah, it's a pretty well-known Van Morrison release. But like I said, not my favorite. My favorite is Tupelo Honey. And Moondance is fantastic, too. I'm going to have to pick up a copy of Moondance somewhere along the line, because that is a great, great Van Morrison album. I believe it's his third studio album, third or fourth, from 1970. And that really broke new ground for him and gained him a much wider audience. Let's take a look at the vinyl. This being a reissue, it doesn't have an elaborate packaging with it or a gatefold sleeve. I'm pretty sure the original did. Came out on Warner Brothers, classic Warner Brothers label. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about rock music here and the popular music of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And a little bit of 90s too. And if you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed, please do. I love subscribers and I love comments. Let me know what you guys think. Love to hear what's on people's minds. Until next week, what will Paisano dig up? Tune in. Find out. Thank you and good night, YouTube.